Welcome to the very first edition of What I Wish I Knew when first starting out Magic the Gathering Arena. Now, this is a game that has been available for a while now on PC and Mac a year ago, and now has made its journey onto mobile devices for iOS, including the iPad and the iPod Touch and the iPhone. So this game is now available on those devices, opening it up to a lot of new players. So if you're here because of one of those devices and you're just getting started with Magic the Gathering Arena, please leave a like on the video below. It'll let me know that you like this content, and I'll keep making more for you too. I have several in this series planned, so let's get into the first one. All right, so the very first thing that I wish I knew when starting out Magic the Gathering Arena was that there are codes for free cards all over the place. There are several ways to get free cards, actually. So free cards can be gotten through multiple methods. One of them, and I'll put up the codes actually on the screen in just a moment here, so stay tuned to the end of the video for that. And you can definitely pause it and copy those and redeem them yourself. One way that you can easily get free cards, though, first of all, is by playing. It's just, the nature of playing the game. You get rewards for playing and experience points, and some of the rewards when you get a victory may lead you to cards, to booster packs that you can open, and there are certainly ways to do that. You can also pay money if you choose to, but you don't have to. There are definitely ways to be completely free to play with this game. You can just grind your progress and do a bunch of matches, and there are definitely tips on how to do that, and I'll cover some of those in this series as well. But one of the best ways to do it is just to play a lot. But to start out, you can actually get yourself several free decks right away. When you first launch the game, this should pop up automatically, but if for some reason it doesn't, right here in the top right corner, you'll see this little question mark, and you can click on this. And you've got a little sprite here, a little tutorial that can launch. You have a lot of resources on here, online videos. There's, event calendars, set rotation information. You can watch Magic on Twitch. And then there are some links on the bottom two here, are links to some more information about Magic. If you're completely new to Magic the Gathering in general, you can actually view those links to get even more information on all the rules and how to play it. There's also tons of videos online on how to just play the game of Magic too, so make sure you check those out. But the one that I'm going to direct your attention to is right here, the color challenge. You see here where it says play more, master the color challenge. So if we tap on that, these, of course, I've already filled these out because this was the first thing that I did when I joined the game. But it goes by color, so it's a great way to get a feel for the colors of Magic and how they work and how they operate, and it takes you through relatively easy matches, progressively different as it goes, a little bit here and there, but for the most part, pretty easy, pretty straightforward, free to do this. And at the end of it, your reward is that you get a deck of cards. And if I open up the deck, I can actually see what's in here, and I've got all of these cards in here that are just now granted to me in my collection. And you'll notice here, there's these little 4 diamonds. If those 4 diamonds are highlighted orange, that means that you have 4 copies of that now in your collection. Whereas, over here, this one, outflank, this one has just 1 copy in this deck. So if you were starting out for the very first time ever, you would now have 4 copies of that card, 1 copy of that card, 2 of this card, and so on. And then you can also see the deck list over here. Your planes and everything. You can just kind of get a good idea of what's going on there. There's some stats on the deck itself. No, not that. There are stats. If I tap over here, that was to rename the deck. But over here you can see just some information about it. This also works with deck building too. And we'll definitely cover more of that in the future too. But that's it. That's one of the free decks you get. That's the white one. There's a blue one. And this is all just an illusion. Jace, so he's one of he's kind of the main character in blue, one of the main blue characters. You can see that deck there. There's a black one with Liliana, a red one with Chandra, and a green one with Vivian. So these are your best way to get free decks right off the bat, and these decks you can just start playing with. They're already constructed for you, and the cards will be in your collection. You can also adjust them as you go and take cards from it and make other decks with it, or you can add to it to make these decks even better, but this is a great way to start. Now, there are a few other ways to get free cards. One way, and this isn't always free cards, but it is some free swag to spice up your collection a little bit. You will see in the game, if I go back to home here, and I go into play, I can take a look over here, and under these events up top here, on Fridays, you'll see FNM, which is Friday Night Magic, that will pop up on here. It's not Friday when I'm recording this, but when it is, that will show up on here, and you can actually click on that and play it, it's usually you get a maximum of 2 wins. You win a free card with each win that you get. So that's a nice way to get just a couple extra cards. But the even more important thing is there are some LGSs or local game stores that deal with physical cards like of Magic the Gathering and other collectible items, but they will also potentially have, if they're part of the Wizards network, they may have free arena codes to give you for participating in Friday Night Magic. This came about recently, I believe just recently, when the pandemic hit and everyone was not able to go into stores on Friday nights to play Magic in person, as had been the tradition for years, decades. And because of that, arena became one of the main places people would play. So the LGSs were given codes by Wizards of the Coast that they can grant to their players for participating in these events on Arena. So depending on what your LGS is, they may or may not participate. Definitely reach out and ask them and see if they are participating or if they would be willing to do it. I'm sure it could be a great conversation to have with them. With my LGS, the way it works is they have a Discord server, and I just submit a screenshot onto that channel of my participation in the event. I don't need to win anything. I could have gotten my 2 wins in, or just 1 win if it was a particularly hard event, or even 0 wins, just so that I show that I'm participating. Essentially, it's the same as if you were to show up and walk in the door of your LGS. And by doing that, they'll give you the code. And the code can be redeemed in your account. It's usually nothing too crazy. Usually it's like an alternate art version of a card, or some sleeves, or maybe even like a different avatar, or various small cosmetic items like that. I have gotten some cards occasionally too. I think it just depends on what the codes are that they're given from Wizards of the Coast to pass out to their players. But that's another way you can do it. And when you go to redeem it, and this is where I'll segue into the final section, which is all of the other free codes that are available to you out there to get new cards and boosters, is you need to redeem these cards actually not on the mobile device. And that's the one tricky part about this, is it does require you to at least log into the PC or Mac version of the game, the desktop version of the game. And on that version, there is a place to go in the store, and you have a little place to enter a redemption code in the top right up there. That does not show up in here. This is blank. I don't know if that will be changing in the future. I would hope that they would allow that to change in the future, especially for players who may only have this type of device and not have a desktop computer that they can play Arena on. Hopefully they'll be able to give them the ability to have these redemption codes as well. But if you even have, a friend's computer that you can go to, or someone else that you can actually, borrow their computer temporarily if they have Magic the Gathering Arena installed on their computer, then you can log into it with your account. You could log out of their account temporarily, log in with your account, and you would be able to enter these codes on there to redeem them, and then you'll have them in your overall account, and they will then show up here on the iPad or iPhone or whatever mobile device you play on after you've entered it onto the desktop version. So just to summarize, if you do get any codes, then you would not be able to redeem them at this moment in time. I'll definitely update in the description if that changes in the future. But as of this point in time, you're not able to redeem those codes within the first few weeks after launching Magic the Gathering Arena on the iPad or iOS or mobile device. However, you can do so on the desktop version of the game, and it would be located right here in the store area. Be a little code box. You can copy paste it in or type it in and click apply. Well, actually, there is one other way. So after I made the video, I realized I neglected this other alternative way that you can enter codes if you only have one device, your iPad or iOS device, any mobile device. You can also go to the website from any device, it doesn't matter which, and you can go to myaccounts.wizards.com and enter the code on there. There's a code redemption section once you log into your Wizards account. After you enter the code there, go into the store tab back in your game, and it'll show up with whatever the prize that you had entered. If it's a booster pack or a sleeve or alternate card style, anything like that, they will show up from there. You can still certainly use the other methods I mentioned as well if you wanted to, but this is another possibly easier way to do it. So had to share that. All right, back to the rest of the video. Now, here's what you all came for too. This is probably truly the thing that I wish I knew sooner than when I finally found this out after I started Magic the Gathering Arena. But one of the biggest components of the game is booster decks, of course, booster packs. Sorry, not booster decks, but booster packs, of course. That is how you get new cards more quickly than any other way. And you can do those by, of course, exchanging some various items in the game for it, like gold you could pay, or gems, which is another currency, and we'll go into more of that in a future video. But you can get them for free just to start out, which is huge when you're building your collection for the very first time. So I will pop up on the screen here all the known codes that I could find. I'm sure there may be some more out there as well. So sometimes there also may be codes that are included in physical products, like they had a set of physical cards that was basically an arena starter kit that came out last year, and it had a redemption code. So you got the physical cards that you could hold in your hand, and then a redemption code to get those same cards in your Magic the Gathering Arena account as well, which was pretty cool. They do those occasionally. Also, if you go to any pre-release events or buy a pre-release kit for the physical cards in Magic the Gathering, they will give you a code in there for 6 booster packs to be used within Magic the Gathering Arena, in addition to the 6 booster packs that you get in your pre-release kit, which is really awesome as well. So that's another way to get those codes. And then these promotional codes are the main way that I was able to grow a lot of my collection early on too. You get, and these could have anything in them. They're not, it's completely random. They're not preset booster packs or anything. They are completely random cards. So you could get the best card in the set when you open it. You could get anything. So I'll throw those up on the screen here. And just to remind everyone, these may or may not work. Some of these have been said to have expired years ago, but they still work as far as I can tell. I know I was able to use several of them beyond what they said their expiration date was, and they still worked, so all good there. But other than that, that is all that we are going to cover in this video, but definitely stay tuned for the next edition, where we will talk about another awesome thing that I wish I knew when I was first starting out on Magic the Gathering Arena. If you like these videos, again, please subscribe, leave a like down below, and comment and let me know what you think of it. Let me know if you had any other similar tips or tricks. I'll certainly be covering more as we go through the future, and I'll see you guys in the next video.